Good morning, everybody. We're going to conclude the week of reviews and the Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere review series with our look at the record today. This is Neil Young and Crazy Horse's first album together. Crazy Horse is made up of, or was made up of, Danny Whitten on guitar and vocals, Ralph Molina on drums and vocals, and Billy Talbot on bass and vocals. And they started out as Danny and the Memories, which they were a vocal group, and then they slowly evolved into the Rockets when they started to learn how to play instruments, and then and they would sometimes add fiddle player Bobby Notkoff to the lineup. As a matter of fact, Bobby Notkoff does appear on Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere on the song Running Dry. And Neil kind of took them over, as it were, but he always thought that the Rockets could continue on their own, but of course I don't think they ever did, because once Neil started playing with him, they just continued as Crazy Horse. And Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere was released on May 14th of 1969. And Neil wrote the core of the record in bed with 100-degree fever. The songs that he wrote in bed include Cowgirl in the Sand and Cinnamon Girl. There is some conjecture as to who Cinnamon Girl was written about. And the true identity of the girl is unknown, but Neil has said in interviews that it's a combination of girls that he knew, and but I like every song on the record. There's not a bad song on the record. The dog on the front cover of Everybody This Is Nowhere is Neil's dog Winnipeg, and how the band started rehearsing for Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere is that they would play in Neil's living room and kind of tighten up the arrangements, and Neil wanted to the way he described Cowgirl in the Sand and Down by the River is that they are long songs with vocal passages and then instrumental journeys. And and whenever they would be on tour for Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, and they would typically, what the shows would run like this is that Neil would do an acoustic set first, and then the horse would come out and do an electric set, and they would never play Down by the River and Cowgirl in the Sand in the same set. They would either close with Down by the River or Cowgirl. They would never play them both in the same set. I guess they didn't want to overwhelm the audience with too much jamming. And as I said, the Rockets' friend and occasional member, Bobby Noctoff appears on the song Running Dry, Requiem for the Rockets, playing his electric fiddle. And I love that song. And there is a tremendous version of it on the This Note's For You 2 tribute record too. So I don't know if I mentioned that on the This Note's For You 2 tribute review. So that's why I decided to mention it now. And the song, another one of my favorites, and the only acoustic song on the record is Round and Round. It Won't Be Long, and that dates back to the Buffalo Springfield days. And I know I mentioned this on our Buffalo Springfield box set review. There is a demo of Round and Round that Neil recorded for Elektra Records in the tape vault, actually. Or he recorded it in the tape vault. And he put that demo on the Springfield box set. But the everybody knows the album version of Round and Round is fleshed out greatly by the vocal performance of the band's friend Neil's friend Robin Lane. Actually, she is I'm assuming it's a woman, but she is the only other performer, the only other singer on the record aside from Crazy Horse and Neil. And but one thing I'd like to say is that Neil's vocal performance is a lot stronger on Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere than it was on his first solo record. And I think that's due in part to the fact that he had just prior to the release of Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, he had done and to promote his first solo record, he had done some solo shows, and one of those being at the Canterbury House in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And he had gotten used to singing, and so I think that's part of the reason why his vocal performance is a lot stronger on Everybody Knows than it is on his first solo record, and it just continues to evolve from record to record. And like I said, there's really not a bad song on the record, and I hope you enjoy it. I forgot something. To celebrate the Roxy's 50th anniversary, Neil and Crazy Horse performed 2 shows, and for these 2 shows, they performed Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere in its entirety, the record, along with the Tonight Tonight record in its entirety. Please disregard the glitch in the video.